What I find irritating a little bit about these sites that are set up for these promotions, and I shall use Strikeforce as the example, is that they don't just simply display what their cards are, and after the event, who's won and who's lost. Strikeforce, for example, has on their homepage, you can look at the stats, the whatever stats it is that says, who threw what punch and stuff like that. But they don't just have a simple, like a card layout of who won and who lost. The other thing they do, which is really annoying, is they pretend that their preliminary fights don't exist. You don't get any feedback on who won and who lost those, and you don't even get to see them on the site when they're actually sort of hosted. So, for example, their cards are always, only the 4 main people on the main card, not the people on the undercard. So if you're trying to do predictions for the whole card, it's stupid. So Strikeforce and M1 Global are doing an event this week. It's on the 26th, that's next Saturday, I think. Yep, it's at the HP Pavilion in San Jose, that's in California. The main card, they've got Fedor Emelianenko versus Fabricio Werdum. Now, I've met Fabricio several times. I met him at UFC 85. I don't think he understood a word I said to him, but he seemed lovely. Having said that, he's fighting Fedor, and nobody beats Fedor, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to go for Fedor there. They've got Christian Santos and Jan Finney. This is the women's middleweight title. Don't know or care about that at all. They've got Kung Lee versus Scott Smith. Interestingly enough, the person who's just moved in into the flat above is called Scott Smith. I know that because his mail is downstairs, which I thought was quite funny. I did have a laugh to myself when that appeared. But anyway, I happen to be going for Kung Lee on this. Not sure he likes me after having read some of my reviews on some of his acting, which weren't awful reviews, but I think he took it a little to heart, so there we are. I'm still going for him winning this time. Pat Healy versus Josh Thompson, difficult one for me. I think Josh Thompson. I think I'll go for Josh Thompson. Preliminary card, they've got Ron Kessler versus Magomed Shikshabekov. Don't know either of them, so there we are. That's my prediction. Bellator are also holding an event Thursday the 24th, and this is at 4th Street, wherever that is. Louisville, Kentucky. There we are. Fight card, Alexander Shlemenko versus Brian Baker. Patricio Pitbull versus Joe Warren. Nick Marmelis versus Alberto Rios. Rossi Sexton versus Ziola Frausto. That's the main card. I'm going for Alexander Shlemenko on in the main event. His name rings a bell. I think he might have come up before and I might have supported him before. Joe Warren I definitely know, so I'm going for him. Nick Marmelis, don't know why I'm choosing him. Don't know why, but there we are. Rossi Sexton I'm choosing now. She actually contributes quite a lot to Fighters Only, which I'm a big fan of and of course a subscriber. John Troy, this is the undercard. John Troiler versus Brent Weidman. I'm going for Brent Weidman on this. I think he's a sucker punch fighter. Daniel Strauss versus Chad Hinton, don't know. Ron Sparks versus Dave Hess, don't know. Dave Overfield versus Kurt Kinzer, don't know. Mike Flanagan versus to be confirmed. It's a little bit late to arrange that, isn't it? But anyway. Caged on the Coast 2 is next. This is going on at the Chinook Winds Casino Resort. And I believe, but I could be wrong, That is in Lincoln City in Oregon. There we are. Oops. That's what I'm doing here. The fight card, we've got Justin Mark versus Jesse Peacock. Going for Jesse Peacock. I know a Peacock. Could well be him. Jay Pittman versus Brew Never. Don't know. Jesse Phelan versus Matt Lowry. I'm going for Matt Lowry. Think I've heard of him as well. Tony Pareto versus Jason Novelli. Don't know. Jacob Williams versus Joe Heffley. Don't know. Paige Grider versus Gidget Edwards. Don't know. Pat Ryan versus Sean Smith. Don't know. Justin Ellis versus John Santos. Don't know. Jamie Dixon versus Jeff Chilson. Joaquin Rodriguez versus Brad Hanna. I'm going for Brad Hanna there. That's Team Quest. Doug Steinbach versus Patrick Whittington. Don't know. Rod Jacks versus Zach Breeding. Don't know. Aaron Wolf versus Raul Camacho. Don't know. Josh Hitzman versus Chris Kidby. Ryan Walker versus Dustin Azor. No. Doug Kay versus Murray Couture. No. With a name like that, and with the fact that he's coming from Team Quest, I suppose I ought to support him. And Andrew Zamora versus Dustin Woolsey. Don't know them. Next up is Rage in the Cage, number 142. It's called Stacked. It's got 142. It's probably been called Stacked several times. It's going on Saturday, June the 26th, 2010. The new Gila River Wild Horse Pass Hotel and Casino. That's in Chandler, Arizona. XFO, which stands for Extreme Fighting Organisation, they too are hosting an event called Rage. This is the 25th. It's at Lakemore Banquets, and that's in Illinois. They're actually supposed to be one of the best organisations. They are very, very poor if they are in uploading fight cards, because having had a look at it, they've got some really interesting people fighting on cards, the sort of people that I actually know. But unfortunately, we're 5 days before the event and they haven't yet uploaded their fight card at all. I have been able to find out somehow that there is at least one person I support fighting on that. His name is Joey Dial. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that. I know him because he is under Jeff Curran in some way, shape or form. Not quite sure who he is fighting, but there you are. He is on the card, so I'm hoping he wins whoever it is that he's fighting. Gladiator Challenge have got their fight thing going on. This is Sunday, June the 27th. It's called Bad Behaviour. It's at the Soboba Casino. Not quite sure what state that's in, but wherever it is, Joe Stevenson is visiting it. Haven't got a card for that, since they don't seem to have put that on the website.